dance with me in my backyard. Boy, looking super fly in your Polaroid. Take me back to when that was trending on TikTok.
Huh?
Hey, what y'all think about the church blouse though? It's kind of fresh, ain't it? It broadens up the shoulders. Hold on. Yeah, you could call me Sister Donnie. Just for today though. Hi, my name is Donnie and welcome to the channel, or welcome back for all my returning customers. We got some new guests in the building today. If you're new here, please stand up. Allow us to give you a warm welcome. If you brought a guest in here today and they don't know what they're getting themselves into, I want you to look at them and say, neighbor, I rebuke your thirst. In the name of families, cheers. Everywhere that I go. Amen. I don't know what this is not a religious channel. We got a full docket today. Full docket. Full of Fannita. We have a lot to talk about. I want to preface this with, obviously we are discussing Fannita, but Fannita is still very young, and there are a lot of nuances about what we see going on with Fannita that I think are great topic points, but I don't think she necessarily needs to be picked apart. And I want to be very clear, I don't hate nor do I dislike Fannita. I don't hate or dislike anyone that I make a video about. I don't know any of these people. I just find things that I think are interesting, or people that I think are interesting, or topics or whatever, and I make videos about them. They're not hate pieces, they're not hit pieces. We're just having a chat. I'm just yapping about. If you're becoming a public figure on purpose, you probably want people to talk about you. Not saying you deserve hate, but people are subject to criticism when they put themselves on the internet, because that's what people do. Is this mine? Yeah, it looks delicious.
It's just box mash.
But you made it.
Oh.
You judged it.
I did judge. I always judge.
This is good.
Love you, everyone.
Love you. Thank you. I was brought mac and cheese.
Gay.
We're just gonna take a look at the escapades of Fannita and how they may be leading to her career trending downward. Not saying she's gonna fall off, not saying she has fallen off. That being said, let's get into the downfall of Fannita. It's a good title. So Fannita is a comedic commentator on TikTok who also advocates for body positivity.
I want to make something absolutely clear. You do not need to lose weight. If you like the way that you look, if you are big, if you are fat, if you are plus size, and you like the way that you look, you ain't gotta lose a funky pound because a bitch saying something to you. That whore. And especially if she's a skinny, what her face card look like. Hey, because you're a size 2 doesn't mean I'll look at you. Gag it. Okay. Just y'all let it get fat phobic in this mother. And I'm gonna let y'all know I'm fat girl's biggest cheerleader. I'll dog you about a fat. Gag it.
As of the making of this video, she has 2 million followers. About 3 days ago, she had 2.1 million followers, meaning she's lost about 100,000 followers since her more recent escapade. Y'all don't mind if I eat, do you? Sorry. Overall, I would say Fannita is most known for her hot takes with the comedic twist.
If you pay $8,000 or more to go to the Super Bowl, I better never see a GoFundMe. I better never see you on the street. You are not getting a funky cent from me. Because are you out of your rabbit mind for a football game? But paying for dinner is where y'all draw the line. I cannot stand you lot.
To note, Fannita was a plus-size creator and has since gone through a gastric bypass and a boob job.
So, I had gastric bypass. And if you don't know what gastric bypass is a surgery. And now that you know that, if I see the word Ozempic in my comments, I'm fighting your mother. So I have some exciting news. Next week I will be flying to Miami because I'm getting some plastics done. The body's not finished yet. So for those of you who don't know, I mean you should, because it's under every search video. My body is a pretty hot button topic. I've lost 160 pounds. And I have some loose skin. That's what happens when you lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Going to the gym is not going to bring the elasticity of your skin back. So I have loose skin on my stomach. I lost all fat in my boobs. And I have like loose skin on my arms and my thighs. But I don't care about my arms and my thighs. So I'm not going to get any of that shit removed because I don't really give a fuck about it. But I am going to be getting a tummy tuck or getting the loose skin on my stomach removed. Whatever is more palatable to you.
Put a pin in that because that's going to come back later, okay? We're going to go back to Fannita's first controversy. This is, to me, her first bigger controversy, right? I have never been a close follower of Fannita, but I interacted enough with her content for her to show up on my For You page. I've thought Fannita was funny, and I have found enjoyment in Fannita's content. And I will say that that probably mostly pertains to her earlier content. Not super early. I probably started seeing Fannita on my For You page when she was at about 1 million followers, or maybe a little over 1 million followers.
Y'all know what else be pissing me off? when a girl posts a video, and she's like a bigger girl, she's a fat girl, like myself. And girls or people be in the comments like, oh my God, we have the same body type, but I could never find the courage to wear something like that. I hope you never do. You insecure projecting. I hope you only wear oversized sweatshirts for the rest of your fucking life. Because y'all be doing that backhanded ass and thinking y'all slick, but we be peeping game. I hope you only ever get your clothes from fucking Target. I don't care. That ain't got shit to do with me because you don't want to put on a fucking skirt.
Her earlier controversies I won't spend too much time on because they've been spoken about a lot. But essentially, to describe the first controversy, there was a makeup brand. Tarte is a makeup brand that doesn't have the greatest history when it comes to how they interact with Black creators, specifically Black women creators.
We've had our share of mistakes, and I definitely want to take responsibility for them.
Are we really surprised that a brand who thinks it's okay to release such an abysmal shade range, a foundation, not even concealer, a foundation, are we surprised that they're having a diversity and inclusion problem in their campaigns? This release happened in a post-Fenty world, so everyone was aware of the standards of shade range that you put out, and they just didn't care. Not to mention the time they posted a racial slur to their Instagram. In their apology, they pretty much acknowledged that they knew it was a racial slur. Like, they didn't even be like, oh, we didn't know. Brands show you who they are, you gotta believe them. Tarte has continuously shown us that they make makeup for the people in this shade range, okay? Not the people down there.
Everything sort of starts when a TikTok creator and influencer, Bria Jones, gets invited on a Tarte trip. She initially accepts that invitation, and then she realizes that her itinerary looks a lot different than other creators who were going on the trip's itinerary. The trip that she was invited on with Tarte was a Formula One race weekend thing. I'm not in that scene. I don't really know what's going on with that, but apparently they were inviting a bunch of creators out. I think it was to Miami. They were flying them out, getting them rooms, all types of things, right? Now, I think it was a 3-day event, and Bria noticed she was only going to be there for like one of the days, and that particular day also wasn't the day of the race. Like, I think there's a practice day, and then a race day, and then maybe an after party day. I don't know, but Bria was only invited to one of the days, and she was upset about it, right? She made a video explaining how she felt.
I will be damned as a Black creator if I accept anything other than equal treatment. Tarte can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Ultimately, in the end, she just kind of felt very hurt. For a while, Tarte was relatively quiet, but after Bria made her video about how she felt about things, decided she wasn't going to go on the trip, Tarte apparently extended the invitation to Fannita, who happily went on the trip.
So Tarte called me up yesterday and was like, hey, you want to fly out to Miami tonight? I said, hell.
And this is what upset a lot of people. If you listen to Fannita explain her side of things, she didn't know what was going on with Bria. She just saw an opportunity and she took it.
I make all my content for Black women. So for y'all to think that I would turn on a Black woman for a trip is actually crazy. I just got a call saying, you want to go to Miami? I said, yeah, I'm not doing shit this weekend. There was no malicious intent. I'm not sinister. Because everybody would go to Miami.
And I think a lot of people would have been okay with that if she kind of had left it there. It was not left there.
Bria is wrong in this situation. I want everybody to understand that. Bria misread an email and ran to the internet and pulled the black card. Like, Bria lied. So, all of us tonight, we were in the room trying to get Bria on the phone, trying to rectify this, because they were attacking all the dark-skinned girls on the trip. all of us were getting attacked. So we were trying to like get her to be like, hey girls, let's fix this. And she was like, no. Like, she was gonna leave us out to dry. Bria, we were on the phone begging her to stand up for us, and she said, fuck y'all. Why the fuck would I stand in solidarity? I'm getting hate comments and she didn't give a fuck. She didn't care at all.
Oh, brother.
So as you can see, due to Fannita getting backlash from people who were upset for her going on a trip, she kind of threw Bria under the bus. Called her a liar and quite literally said she threw the rock and hit her hand. Granted, during that time, Fannita was getting a lot of criticism for going on this trip. Eventually, the creator of Tarte responded and Bria also apologized. Now, if this was a genuine apology or if it was forced is speculated about, but nonetheless, the video was made.
Was miscommunication on both ends, and I recognize my mistake in responding so quickly.
One of the important things to know about why people were upset with Fannita about this was because ultimately Bria, a black woman, was expressing that she wasn't being treated or valued as equally as her peers. Fannita had recently gotten into a situation with the brand Pyrex where she felt very similar to how Bria felt.
So the Pyrex situation with Fannita and Amber, there's a little contradiction there with what we're dealing with today. I don't know if it was on your For You page, it was definitely on mine, seeing the back and forth between Amber and Fannita about this Pyrex situation. Basically, Fannita was invited to Amber and her husband's house, and her husband gave Fannita one of their containers. Now, as black people, I'm gonna let you know, when we are given a to-go plate in a good container, we are gonna keep it. That is just the fact. It's going to happen. And that's what happened in this situation. So there was just fun back and forth with, no, you need to give my container back, and no, I'm keeping it, that kind of thing. It took a while, but Pyrex actually caught on to the back and forth that Amber and Fannita were having, and they decided to close a deal with the brand. Now, when the brand finally showed their true colors, this is what Fannita had to say.
I'm going to give y'all some insight on how these brands treat black creators. Because this isn't funny anymore, and I'm tired and I'm pissed off. Our teams were reaching out to Pyrex to create some kind of deal to get something shaken. They were lollygagging, bullshitting, and then a couple weeks ago, they finally said, all right, we'll do a deal. The deal itself, fucking laughable. Laughable. Disrespectful, if you will. Because it was $5,000 for me and Amber each to make a video. $5,000 each, way below our usual rate. So we were like, you know what, we'll do it. It's fine. I get an email saying that they said, actually, no, we just don't want to do it anymore. After they already gave us an offer, they rescinded it. And I'm pissed because this is how black creators get treated on social media. Working with brands. We get paid less, and then we have brands that rescind offers. Me and Amber are full-time content creators. This is how we make our money. It's mad disrespectful and it's unfair because we all know if it was any other type of creator, this would never happen, and I'm tired of brands getting away with treating us like this.
So you're probably wondering, what the heck does that have to do with what we're talking about today? So we find it a very huge contradiction that Fannita had an issue with how Pyrex was treating her as a black creator, but now she is open to be Tarte's token black creator. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. That is why people are comparing this situation with Tarte to the situation that they had with Pyrex. It's pretty much in the same lane. Do with this information as you will.
She felt undervalued and not treated as equal as fellow content creators, specifically. So, when it was brought to her attention the reason why she may have been chosen for the trip and how it may not have been a genuine outreach, she was basically a diversity hire instead of having empathy and compassion, the same empathy and compassion that she wanted her audience and her peers to have for her. She kind of responded with, well,
what does that have to do with me? She threw the rock and hit her hand. And now all of us are faking backslash just for being here.
Which did not leave a great taste in a lot of people's mouth. I will admit, I was one of those people. I think that at the end of the day, if we're taking a step back and we're looking at it through the lens of a young, excited creator, a lot of people would have gone on that trip. To respond in the way that she did is where she started losing people. With this situation, this is when we get a glimpse of Fannita's defensiveness. This is definitely when I started to kind of side-eye her, keeping in mind that she's a very young person with a lot to learn. I did not have super strong feelings about this, me personally. I believe that was like a year and a half ago at this point. That kind of blows over. Fanita's final response was kind of something along the lines of,
"You guys aren't going to care about this in a week."
Anyways, to the people that fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? I love y'all. And to the people that hate me and been hating me and been waiting for an opportunity to jump me, fuck yeah. But it's 2 a.m., so I'm gonna go to sleep. Bye. But y'all won't give a in a week, so toodles.
And for like the most part, she was right. A lot of her followers did not care about it in a week.
Knowing the information that I did, I said my last resort is to try to go on live and tell everybody what I just learned. Wrong move and a complete misstep, and I completely misspoke in that live. Y'all, there was so much going on, and I was under so much pressure and so much stress. I was just trying to do what was best, that I thought was the best move, but it wasn't, and I apologize for that. But knowing what I knew and knowing that people wanted me to defend Bria when Bria was never going to defend me, it was hard for me to grasp all of that. And for that, I'm sorry. Moral of the story is, this is all about colorism, and we all know it. A lot of your fave black girls go on these Tarte trips, and y'all don't say a word. I go on it because I'm fat and dark-skinned and talk a certain way. Y'all hate it. And y'all attack me for no reason, and this had nothing to do with me. But I hate this is how my first brand trip ended, but I can't change the hands of time. I just have to move forward and move on. Also, I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported me, and, you know, I wouldn't have even made it on this brand trip without y'all. So I thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all so much, and we're going to move forward, and we're gonna let go, you know?
So time goes by. I never thought her body declined. The whole transaction has always been approved to me, so that is not what I'm here to comment on. But the comment that she made did lead a lot of people to comment on her own appearance. And people were not being nice about it. Was it warranted? I will leave that up to your own opinion. I think what a lot of people wanted to drive home is just, that's just not nice to say. What if someone said that about you? But I think Fanita's point is, people have said that about me, and I've just had to accept it. And I think the thing about that sort of statement is that beauty is subjective. To say that not everyone's beautiful is one thing. To say not everyone's conventionally attractive is another thing. Conventional standard is exactly what it sounds like. It's a standard that's been set by whatever society that you're in. To try to make something like beauty and what someone finds beautiful so objective when it's not is gonna strike a chord with a lot of people.
You do know who I'm talking about. Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you. You don't want me to expose you.
It just reminds you of, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say anything at all. I think this is kind of where you get a peek into, oh wait, that was kind of mean. Maybe you are a mean girl, despite you saying you're not a mean girl.
Because it's disrespectful. To you. It is disrespectful to for you. One woman. Red. To you.
Now, I believe prior to this, Fannita had made a TikTok kind of predicting this outcome for herself.
Since losing weight, I find one thing particularly funny, and I also, society and the fat phobia is so deep in our world that I knew these things would happen before I had my weight loss surgery. Like, I felt like people were gonna start taking me more seriously the more I lose weight. Which by that, I mean, back in the day when I was fat as shit, I could say anything to y'all and y'all would get in the comments and gas it. Now, mind you, if you've been following me from the beginning till now, you see my personality has not changed at all. This is how I've always acted. But for the people that are coming in now, they think I'm mean. Everybody that's watching my content now think I'm mean as f. But 2 years ago, or even goddamn 6 months ago, if I came on the internet and said, all you bitches are ugly, I'm prettier than all of you, I don't know how y'all breathe the same air as me. All y'all would get in the comment being like, yeah, Nita, you're so gorgeous, you're so cute, and all that shit was fake. And I know it was fake, and that's okay, because you are fake. Society is fake. You guys are fat phobic. Y'all have to make the fat girl feel confident. She probably hates herself. We have to agree with her because she's fat and ugly, right? And she's unattractive. So this is us doing our due diligence for her, right? I'm not buying into, you know what I'm saying? Because now, when I say that exact same shit, now I'm a mean girl. Fannita, you've gotten mean since you've lost weight. What? I talk the exact same way. You guys, y'all, just find me more conventionally attractive. And also something that I've learned on this app is y'all hate conventionally attractive people. Because if a pretty girl says she's pretty, y'all will jump her to make sure y'all will find every fucking flaw you can to bring her down. So now because I'm looking more conventionally attractive to y'all, I've always thought I look good to you. Now I'm a mean girl. And I find that hilarious.
A lot of what she said was very accurate. And something to note, she feels like she's always been the same person. Okay, now this third thing, it's not really super huge, but I wanted to include it because I think it adds another layer of when people maybe started to pull back from Fannita a little more. And there were some things like in between this, but I'm not going to get into every single thing. The next controversy that I want to bring up is Raven-Symoné and her wife appearing on Fannita's podcast. So again, this wasn't like a super huge deal, but I saw a lot about it on my FYP. Raven-Symoné.
My name is pronounced Raven-Symoné.
Symoné. Beloved from a lot of our childhoods, right? A lot of people have loved Raven through thick and thin. Like,
I am from every continent in Africa.
I'm not about to hire you if your name is Watermelon Andrea. It's just not gonna happen.
Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. What is your dumb ass say?
But regardless, a figure in a lot of millennial and Gen Z's childhood, right? If you know anything about Raven, you know she's married to a woman, and a lot of people in Raven's fan base not rocking with wifey, right? I won't go too much into it, but the vibes are off.
When I started this podcast, I did not think Raven-Symoné would be in my bed. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Don't say that again.
I'm like, well, at least all three of us are in the bed.
Yes,
no, it's okay.
Together, obviously. Childbirth is really scary to me. Really
she made it scary for me. I wasn't scared until I met her and she told me all the things.
Oh, good.
I was like, oh, this is scares.
Yeah,
Totally.
It makes me sad that you say that I scared you because that would
I
never.
saw those pictures, babe.
I watched something where you said you guys got together quickly, right? And then you were together.
We got married quickly.
Well, you were together for like 6 months and broke up.
Yes.
At the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
we were together longer than 6 months.
Let her have it.
Like about a year.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay,
it's
longer.
Not outwardly chastising of you're with a white person anymore. It's a quiet. Well, it's a quiet.
It does give some complaints, just a little bit, just a tad. Don't want to piss you off, Raven. I'm not trying to disrespect your wife. But if you've seen enough clips of Raven bringing her wife to interviews with her, you might start to feel away. Not saying you will. You just might.
Like, is that a full Ed Hardy piece?
Sure is.
Babes, I should have never thrown my Ed Hardy away.
And Ed Hardy is so cute. And it's making a comeback. All the young hot turnt girls are wearing Ed Hardy now.
Too bad I'm an old burnt girl.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
She
I'm
is.
not turnt anymore.
It
almost
girl is
40.
in you.
It is
so
true.
don't try to shade her.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm sorry. It's your wife, Raven. If you like it, I love it. But yeah, like, you can see how people are like, nah, vibes are off, right? Especially if that's the first time you've seen them together. It's kind of like...
Bitch, shut up. Ain't nobody asked you shit.
Biggest hater of all time, honestly. That's just what a lot of people are saying. Again, we don't know these people. Obviously, Raven wants her at these interviews with her. This is one of the clips that was posted on Fannita's podcast.
I knew who you were, but you just like were not on my radar. I just didn't.
Is it because she was black?
Get out of here, Fannita. Oh my god.
Damn.
This is just the internet.
I'm sorry. Like, did you ever watch Hannah Montana?
No.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good
That was a good save. Good save.
Good job.
Hold on. Great save.
I to this day have never seen an episode of Hannah Montana.
Don't worry, you're fine.
I've never seen that.
I'm telling you, she was watching Sex at the City at like 5 years old.
And you're crazy as fuck. Did your TV not have parental control?
No.
That's crazy as
I
hell.
also watched a lot of Real Sex. I knew who you were.
It's just something about the clip that is just, it just doesn't give good vibes.
Raven-Symoné's wife is full of shit. Honestly, just lock her ass up in a cellar when you do interviews, Raven. We don't want to see her no more. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I looked it up, and the wife is supposedly a Virgo. I'm a Virgo. By the second date I had with my husband, I knew his social security number. Okay, I knew what he was into. I knew his greatest hits on Instagram. You're telling me that you dating Raven-Symoné, you have no clue what she's in. I was watching Sex in the City at 5 years old. Girl, please. And it's crazy too, because during the interview that I was watching, it was like her and Raven and Fannita were vibing. Like, they were like, oh, they were singing and stuff, and the wife was like, I just wish I knew what you guys were talking about. Bring back shame. Bring back embarrassment. Because even if I did not know, which I would be like, mama, you know how you do when you don't know a song, but you still sing? That's what I would be doing. I wouldn't be sitting there twiddling my thumbs and then waiting till the end to rain on the parade. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. That does not make you cool. This is Raven Simone, okay? That is who you are dating. It's time for you to go on a Disney Plus binge, baby, because you are sounding way too dumb at these interviews, and we don't want to hear it no more. Stay home next time.
I did not watch the full podcast, but Fannita responds to all the hate.
Okay, let's clear some things up, because I am tired. I'm sick and tired of the bull. So obviously, there's been a lot of discourse and a lot of stupid think pieces about my podcast with Raven Simone and her wife, Miranda Mayday. Now, everybody's been attacking Miranda, and they haven't seen the entire podcast and all of the context. And also, if you've only seen just the clips on TikTok, stop fucking talking. Stop fucking talking. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'll give y'all the missing context. I know y'all ain't gonna go out of your way to find it yourself. One, Miranda was 13 when That's So Raven was playing. I wasn't even born yet. Miranda was not watching Disney Channel. Okay? Second, she has seen That's So Raven. She's seen all of Raven's work since she's met Raven. Also, Raven does not like watching herself back. She does not like watching the stuff that she's done. All of this was said on the podcast. All of this context was said on the podcast. To the people that are like, why the fuck is Miranda even there? I wouldn't have gotten Raven without Miranda. Miranda's the one that knew me. Miranda is the one that convinced Raven to come on my podcast. So if anything, we should all be thanking Miranda, because I got to sing The Party's Just Begun because of Miranda. Also, Miranda has a very dry sense of humor. If you watched both the podcasts I did with Raven and Miranda, it's nothing but banter. It's nothing but banter and good vibes. And the YouTube comments under the actual podcast are completely different from the stupid ass think pieces on TikTok and Twitter. Completely different. Because everybody on YouTube watched the whole thing. The YouTube comments are like, oh my God, these are so funny. We love this sisterhood. We love this friendship. This is amazing. And it was amazing. It was so good to be with them. I had so much fun filming with them. They're fucking amazing. Both of them. But that was by far my favorite podcast that I filmed. Like, it was so beautiful. It was so fun. Like, the podcast is stellar. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It was amazing. It was great conversation. And the people that have watched it know all this. And it's like, damn, I can't have nothing. And what's blowing me the worst is, like, this is her wife. Like, this is her wife. Her wife can go places with her. Like, I'm sorry. Are y'all hearing yourselves? Like, y'all sound insane. But bottom line is, Miranda's not this evil villain. And also, Raven would have never fucking dated her if Miranda was a fan of her shit. Are y'all nuts? We've got to start using our noggins or going to look for the context. Stop making videos when you didn't watch. You don't know what's happening. And what's crazy is, all of this that I've said in this video is public knowledge, but y'all attention span's too short. You can't sit through an hour and a half and get it. You can only hear it like this. So this time I gotta give it to you. Nah, shut the fuck up, please.
I said, damn, bitch.
I wanted to put that in there because you can kind of see that with Fannita's defensiveness, she's sort of attacking her own fan base, leaving her audience confused, because this is a clip that you and or your team put on your TikTok. This is the clip that you guys chose for people to see. To have a clip such as that and then to blame people for coming to conclusions with what they saw in that clip, what did you think was gonna happen? I think it would have been a little bit more well received if she had been like,
guys, everybody calm down, relax. I know the clip that we put in there makes her wife seem like an asshole. That wasn't the intent. It was actually a very silly, funny, goofy time. Everyone was kikiing and laughing. Go check out the full podcast.
And it kind of just would have been done. You didn't have to go so hard at your own audience who you are targeting. Just made me look at that like, how you presented this message is not gonna go over well. And it didn't.
Everybody's been attacking Miranda, and they haven't seen the entire podcast.
This might just be me, but maybe don't clip it
for viral discourse if you don't want viral discourse. This is not the first, second, or third time that lady's wife has said she did not know who her wife was or still don't know half the Cheetah Girl songs. You're married to Raven Simone. I get it. Raven don't care. Raven likes that. I don't know if it's a running joke or a bit. I don't really care. But maybe don't clip it to make her look like a hater. I don't know. Maybe that's just what it had to be. I don't get it. I don't know.
Shortly after the podcast fiasco with Raven and her wife, Fannita gets her actual weight loss surgery and boob job. She makes a few TikToks here and there, and we start to see her audience feeling like Fannita has changed. And I'll get into that in a bit. I think what kind of catapulted more of those comments into the stratosphere is that shortly after her surgery, she breaks up with her boyfriend, right? Shortly after breaking up with her boyfriend, she decides to reward herself and her friend with some designer items.
So I broke up with my boyfriend last night, so let's go shopping, hoes. It's time to buy a bag. I'm buying my first luxury bag today from Prada, period. I got that fresh breakup glow. I'm ready to be single. Let's get to that. Let's get to, it's hot girl summer and I'm back on the streets.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly. I like this one.
And I'm gonna call Beth Center to put that bag on hold.
Thank you. Yeah, y'all heard him. He gonna put the bag on hold. My first luxury purchase. Beautiful. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful bag. Yes, period. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. I just made my first luxury bag purchase. You can't spell Prada. And I'm not done yet because I gotta go get my best friend a matching one, but they didn't have the purse here. So I gotta go get it from the other Prada store. Get with me or get behind. And I'm not playing. Y'all, I swear I'm not being paranoid or being no type of way, but I feel like people hate seeing black women with luxury because the amount of dirty looks I've gotten since I got into the mall with the Prada bag. Y'all mad because I got my money up? The next person looking at me crazy, I'm cracking their skull. Yes, I would love a bottle of water.
Or sparkling?
Still is fine.
Okay, and a gift box?
Of course.
Great. That's fun.
So we needed a cute little bag.
This is a perfect one. The color's amazing.
Yes, and it's so summer. Yeah, because spending all this money got me parched. I'm super duper thirsty. And I hope it's Fiji. It better not be no great value or I'll be pissed off, Prada. He swayed me into getting the card holders.
Just a suggestion.
Throw it in there, John. I'll take it all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is how you treat a boss, John.
Just a little thank you.
Okay, guys, I have officially acquired my first luxury bag. But it wasn't as crazy as you think. You know what I mean? I always thought like luxury bags like these were like 10K, 15K, 20K. But the bags that I got, me and my best friend, are very like they're well priced. They're well priced luxury bags. I'm so excited because me and my friend are going to the south of France with our matching bags. I'm getting flued out by EOS. Oh, I'm unquittable this year. And I got the new body. What are you gonna say?
This leads Fannita to speak on the double standard between influencers and content creators of color showing a certain lifestyle, indulging in consumerism, versus white creators and influencers indulging in consumerism.
You bitch. It's not consumerism when white girls buy Gucci, Prada, Chanel, Saint Laurent, Balenciaga. But when you see a black with some coin that done worked motherfucking harder than all these whites on this app, get paid a fraction of what they get paid, and I buy my best friend, who has been my best friend for 12 years. I told her I was gonna give her the world if she stuck beside me, and if she rocked with me, I'm gonna get her a fucking bag. I'm gonna get her a trip to the Bahamas. Yeah, I'm gonna take her to France. Fuck you. It's not consumerism when the white girls live a luxury life all the time. But the moment a black girl wanna buy something nice for her and her friends, you yo monkey got something to say? Don't play with me. You know I don't play like that. Don't get popped in that mouth talking about me. Be gone. You are dismissed.
A very good point, very valid point. How the message was delivered, but a point nonetheless, you know? Then there's a bigger conversation started amongst more creators, talking about the disparity between creators of color, black creators, white creators, how much they're getting paid, how much they're valued, and things of that nature. This kind of leads us into the next controversy. She expands on her points about the disparity between white and black creators and the pay gaps. However, her very valid and accurate point on that ends up being overshadowed by a few extra statements she throws in there.
Since I woke up the tea about the pay gaps and the pay disparities among black creators and white creators, let me add on to it because I didn't really even say what I wanted to say. You saying y'all made me coming back because some of y'all is pocket watching me too hard. Look at the robe. Pockets is flush. Asia does what she needs to fucking do. I gets to the bag. I gets to the manyan. We're already 6 figures in and it's only May. Well over. Not too much, get out my pockets. And that's doing what we can do, even though they roadblocking us. Now, I'm gonna have to call out a few creators so y'all can really understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Cause ain't no other big creators gonna put a name on it. But I'm sorry, girl, I gotta whack you. I'm not trying to read you, but Alex Earl, come to the podium. Alex Earl has the luxury of being able to have white privilege. Imagine a black girl comes online and says she has a dress with throw up in it. She's nastiest. Look at how y'all talk about E. Kane. E. Kane and Alex Earl are twins. Twin flames. But what is Alex and what is E. Kane? What is Alex and what is me? Me and Alex engagement pretty much the same. And I'm more entertaining. And I have a podcast. And I'm funny. Alex is funny to white people, or is she even funny? And this is not a drag, Alex. I'm not trying to drag you. I'm just keeping it real. Because if you could get $50K for a brand deal, we both know I deserve it. $60K, $70K, $80K. You know what I'm saying? I'm having to settle right now for my little funky 20. But I want what you white get. And I want it today, ASAP, not tomorrow. Prada, I spent $6,000 in your store. I better be receiving some gifting like y'all do every other white hoe that don't purchase shit from y'all. I need a small bottle of perfume or something for France, if you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? It's hard having to be the one to talk the shit all the time and say the quiet parts out loud while somebody's got to do it. And now that I have my new titties, I will be more than willing. Alex, girl, I'm not trying to drag you. That's not even a read. It's not your fault that you're white. Opportunities come better to white people, and that's just how the country was built. You know what I'm saying? It's systemic. I'm not hating that you get to the money, young girl. I'm just saying I need it fair across the board. Or I'm gonna start being mediocre like you white. Because if I take away popular sounds, half you ain't got a count. Don't let me wake it up. And I'm not trying to be rude and I'm not trying to be nasty. And if you think I am, then dance your way into my DMs and let's tussle if you feel hit. Period. And we all know that I'm the baddest. Gag it.
Did you catch it? Fannita brings up TikTok influencer Alex Earl. And people are like, girl, you cannot compare yourself to Alex Earl. You guys do not make the same content. And she simply gets way more views than you. So that engagement comment is out the window, right? Alex Earl is a lifestyle influencer. Fannita is a comedic content creator. Nothing is wrong with either. But comparing herself to Alex Earl just didn't really do her any favors. This is an Alex Earl video. And this is a Fannita video.
Ladies, we got a problem. Let me take the glasses off. We got competition this summer, and it's not who y'all think it is. When did the boys become bad bitches? They be outside smoking hookah, drinking mimosas, and wearing Fashion Nova men. Is anything sacred? Can we have anything? Speaking of sacred, they using that?
I am not saying one is better than the other. I am not saying Fannita doesn't deserve views. I am just saying, if you're looking at these two creators, you are not watching them for the same thing. And if you look at Alex Earl's just branding in general, she's just very brand friendly. That could very much have to do with her whiteness, but it could also have to do with she has a life that presents itself as a life that one would want, one would strive for, one would idealize. Fannita makes content sitting in her designer robe, yelling her opinions about stuff, which is fine. It's great content. People find it funny, but just because you sit on your couch and you want to kiss white boys doesn't mean that I'm gonna buy the toaster you have in your house. And the other thing that I would say that distracted from the very important conversation of valuing creators equally is she started throwing numbers out there. I hate to say it. 30,000. You know what we could do with 30,000 right now? You know what people in your audience could do with 30,000 that you're complaining about?
You know what I'm saying? I'm having to settle right now for my little funky ass 20. But I want what you white get, and I want it.
And as bad as that is, like, as much as she should be able to say how much she makes and that not take away from the argument, when you're complaining to the average Joe and you're making somebody's yearly salary in a month or with a brand deal and you're complaining about not getting a better deal, it's not gonna garner much sympathy from that core audience. From other creators, yes. For people who are not struggling financially in any way, they might agree. They might not be fazed by that. For people who are in marketing and business and can understand those nuances, absolutely. But you have to remember where you came from. And those were your own words, Fannita.
Because y'all get a little money and forget about your fucking roots.
People who were just like you, that related to the things that you were talking about, they not gonna relate to why you should have got 60K for one brand deal instead of the 30K you got. They might be happy for you. They may be able to celebrate it. It's just not relatable. Especially if you want to start calling people broke.
And also, brokies, before y'all get mad at me, I make more money than you do.
But we'll get to that later. So, people get distracted. There is a conversation happening about the pay gap with creators. But there's also a conversation happening amongst her audience that Fannita's changed. She's a different person. I miss the old Fannita. Fannita kinda, how she responded was sort of...
I want y'all to know something about the way that I'm talking to y'all and about how I'm speaking to y'all and my hostility and everything. Well, it's because I finna hate y'all. What? You can't say that you hate us. I absolutely can. Because when I was a fat, dark-skinned, loud, confident black woman, that's all y'all ever said to me.
It's kind of...
The reason a lot of y'all don't like me isn't because I went to Tart and I was hanging out with white girls. It isn't because I said people were ugly. And it isn't because I said that bastard had thin lips. It's because I'm an anomaly. There's no other that has done the things that I've done with the odds stacked against them. It was Vegas, baby. And every single time I went all in on Fannita. When I was fat, it was fun to hate me. It was fun to get y'all jokes off. It was fun to degrade me. It was fun to treat me like I was subhuman. And I knew I could not let y'all know about my secret talent.
People were starting to worry. She's kind of fully attacking her audience at this point.
This social media I do for y'all is to get to the money, and I don't like y'all. Period. I like the people that support and like me. But the rest of you ugly, dirty, in your fucking Section 8 housing apartments, sitting in your dirty, broken cars that need transmission replacements, talking about me, I hate you.
I don't know if you would call it a mask, but kind of like the mask starts to slip. Because during this era, she admits to being a mean girl.
I got something else I want to talk about, period. So everybody that's new here is like, why is she talking like this? Why is she talking like this? First of all, I had a master scheme, right? So when I was fat, you know what I mean, and like loud and shit, I couldn't say certain things. I made a whole video about it. It was 7 minutes long. If you didn't watch it, you didn't watch it, right? And so now, the videos of how I used to talk and how I present myself, that was me code switching. No, Fannita was code switching. Yes, I was. I was code switching for a check. So now that y'all are hearing me talk like this, I'm not mad. This is how I talk. This is the real me, and she's free. I told y'all, I literally was planning on getting these new titties and going in on you. But now I can finally be as mean as I've always been. And I promise I'm not a mean girl, even though some people think I am. But now I can finally be as mean as I've always been.
This is who she is. She's always been that way. If nothing changes, I think this is what is leading to the downfall of Fannita. She self-admittedly is a mean girl. That's a very particular type of humor. Not everyone likes that sense of humor, but that's also not why her audience was drawn to her. When I first saw Fannita's videos, she didn't come off as a mean girl. I watched her videos because they were haha funny. I never felt attacked. I never felt like she was coming for me. It was just a real opinion, and sure, it was very like candid, and I think that's what people mean by she's changed. She's now just outwardly mean, but there are people who agree that she never changed. She flat out said that she hated her audience. Not really, like I don't think she was talking to her audience, but girl, your audience is who is watching you primarily. So when you make such broad statements like that, it just seems like you kind of talking to the people that support you. But even if we go beyond that, because she does apologize, I feel like there is a switch in the content that happens during this period, maybe a little before, where very regularly she is antagonizing her audience.
Good morning, funky Bitches. Since you want to know, funky hoe, I'll tell you. You just ain't never had a house call before, funky bitch. I'm in my living room. You're in the projects. And she made you bring her kids a 10-piece lemon pepper. And she split them 10 wings 5 ways. Dead fucking wrong. I don't ever have to leave to get my shit done. Period.
Me? Are you talking to me? Eh? No. Are you talking to me?
Ain't no way I'm gonna let you sit on my phone bill with my phone, and my phone bill on my FYP, and the phone with the phone on my phone bill that I pay for, with the phone bill on the phone calling me funky. That's just me though. That's just me. Everyone has a different sense of humor, but I don't remember that being a core part of how she presented herself and how she interacted with her core audience, like the people that support her.
I love y'all so
bad. Never in my, if I could go back to like when I was 15 and tell 15-year-old Fannita what her life would be, she wouldn't believe you because, well, it's because I hate y'all. What? You can't say that you hate us. I absolutely can. The reason a lot of y'all don't like me isn't because I went to Tart and I was hanging out with white girls. It isn't because I said people were ugly. And it isn't because I said that bastard had thin lips. It's because I'm an anomaly. There's no other that has done the things that I've done with the odds stacked against them. It was Vegas, baby. And every single time I went all in on Fannita. The social media I do for y'all is to get to the money, man. I don't like y'all. Period. You ugly, dirty fools, and in Section 8 housing apartments, sitting in your dirty, broken cars that need transmission replacements. Talking about me? I hate you.
But then trying to show her haters, people who offer negative criticisms, that like she's not a doormat and can't be walked over and won't tolerate disrespect. It's just reflecting onto the people that actually support her. And I know that there's been conversation about her having to heal a part of herself regarding the journey of being heavyset to smaller, how you're being treated, how you're being looked at. Again, that's not been my experience in the world as of yet, so I do not feel qualified to speak on that. If someone wants to speak on that in the comments, please do. But ultimately, she spent a lot of time taking her anger out on her audience, whether she meant to or not. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about with Fannita, and probably the most important thing, is what she said in regards to Kamala Harris running for president.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but Kamala Harris is black and a woman. Let that pipe dream die today. No chance in hell. No chance, no shot. Okay? Hey, it's cute and it's quirky and it's fun to think about in theory. And that's what the thing I love about dreams. Everybody can have one. But at the end of the day, we also need to know all dreams don't come true. Just like Santa isn't real, come on, guys. We got to be serious. Let's be serious for one moment. Let's just put all the cards on the table face up for the first time in our lives and be honest with ourselves. But on a serious note, though, what the hell we gonna do? Like, for real, does anybody have any ideas at this point? Any idea is a good idea, guys. Let's brainstorm. Let's throw shit in the pot. Let's figure it out. This is a group effort. This is a group think. No idea is a bad idea. Because, like, seriously, what the f*** are we gonna do? See, this ain't it.
This one, people are fed up with this one.
All dreams don't come true.
Okay, since we're being funny, right? Since we're being funny, it's all jokes, right? All jokes, right? Okay. Fannita, just a few months ago, weren't you boo-boo kidding on this app about how you get more engagement than Alex Earl, but since we don't like black women, you don't get as many $30,000, $100,000 brand deals as Alex Earl? Your pessimism is coming from a deeply Uncle Ruckus form of self-hate, sister. It's actually a very funny self-report considering you hang around the exact kind of people who believe that a black woman can never be president. You've internalized a lot of their feelings about you. I wonder if you ever stop to consider that the reason those white boys cringe whenever you get near them is not because you're a black woman, but because you're absolutely insufferable. I understand that you're a narcissist and you believe the world revolves around you. However, the way that people in your life feel about you as a black woman is not how the rest of the world feels about black women. Do you understand? Are you following me? This is what my last video was about. The onslaught of misogynoir, pessimism, and hatred that we are going to face as a community of black women is something that we have to brace ourselves for. Anyways, if you wanted a list of just some of Kamala Harris's accomplishments during her tenure as Attorney General,
One of them was she reached a multi-billion-dollar deal with 5 U.S. banks to end predatory foreclosure practices for homeowners. All eligible homeowners got $20,000 in credit towards their home. Her Back on Track initiative as Attorney General to lower recidivism rates actually garnered her so much criticism from the right wing, calling her more of like a social worker than an Attorney General. This program was able to equip so many inmates with educational and career opportunities that were unprecedented in the state of California. She was also the first Attorney General to adopt body cameras. Think about how many cops were not able to get away with Black people in their homes because of body cameras. She also started the Open Data Initiative in California to make policing more transparent to the American public. Let's not forget that she called for a ceasefire in Gaza even before Biden. She sidestepped Biden to call for a ceasefire. One of the biggest things that I always give credit to her for was ending the practice of prosecuting child trafficking victims. These were little girls that were being bought and sold, majority of them Black little girls being bought and sold, but somehow being prosecuted for. Kamala Harris ended that practice. The media has done a really good job as painting Kamala Harris as this big cop, when we know for a fact that she is the most progressive Attorney General and the most critical Attorney General to the police department. Educate yourselves, and please remember, wash your face.
I will say I agree. It is incredibly irresponsible to have such a large platform, and using that rhetoric is absolutely dangerous. That's really all I can say. This is not an attack. I've definitely had the mindset that voting is not going to do anything. My vote doesn't matter. The United States is going to do what they want to do. I've felt that way. And if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But with everything going on, our livelihood is at stake here. Girl, have you seen Project 2025? We can't take any chances. No chances. None. We are in danger. Even beyond that, it goes back to her original first controversy. We have to support each other. If we at the very least don't support each other, nobody else is gonna do it. And again, she's very young. We as humans, we repeat what's told to us a lot of the time, especially when we're not healed. I think jokes went a bit too far. Ultimately, I don't know if she apologized. I'll play the clip, but she did say that she is voting. She did say she's voting blue for Kamala Harris. And she did put a link to register to vote in her bio.
I'm voting for Kamala Harris 100%. I want to make that extremely clear. She 100% has my vote. But I do not want to be ignorant to the fact that she has adversities that a lot of people in her position will never face. She's a woman of color, and she's a woman. I remember when Obama was running for president in 2008 when I was in the 5th grade. I remember the racism that I saw. It almost enacted a civil war. And I just know that she's going to be on an uphill battle. But regardless of that, at least she has us. She has us. We can be the change that we want to see. We always have great ideas on Twitter and on TikTok and on Instagram. We make viral posts all the time, but none of that sees the light of day because we never vote. And we're up against a generation that never misses a vote. They vote for their local HOA. We don't vote for counties, senators, governors, representatives. Like, we don't vote for anything. So this is our opportunity to show up to the polls. Make those fan cam numbers election numbers. Every person that liked the fan cam edit of Kamala Harris's silk press needs to vote. I need to see them numbers reflected at the polls. And listen, this could be a big screw you to Fannita, and y'all can guarantee that she gets in. If you want to do it despite me, I want that. I want that to happen. I want to be proven wrong. I just understand the adversities that she's going to have to face. But regardless of that, it may seem hopeless. And it may seem like, oh my God, it's a drop in the bucket. But if we all drop water in a bucket, the bucket overflows and we win and we finally get the change that we want to see.
That being said, the last thing is really what made me want to talk about everything. I have faith that Kamala Harris can and will be our next president, and I am going to choose to have faith in my vote this year. It's proven every day that Black women are powerful, intelligent, smart, and we can do whatever we put our minds to. So if you're a Black woman and no other Black woman has told you today you're beautiful, and I believe in you. Whatever you got going on, whatever you want to do, girl, I believe in you 100%. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If you've liked or commented on the video, thank you. If you chose to subscribe, thank you. If you've been subscribed, I love you. You got that glow about you. That family sip glow. You look good. Love you. You're amazing. I promise if y'all could smell how musty I get while recording, y'all would unsubscribe. That's that stress sweat.